In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
It got up to like $68,000. My heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-471-3287.
U.S. Tax Shield. Hoorah. Yes.
800-471-3287. 800-471-3287.
The Internet will never be the same. You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Whoa! Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely. Let's get started again. We don't want to cause no fuss. Yeah, we just want a little revolution. We don't want to spill no blood. Yeah, we just need a little revolution.
Two hosts that are different from those that aren't so different. It's Angie. It's Paul. It's real, serious nonsense.
Hey, hey, hey. Welcome, everybody. We're really happy to have you here. You are listening to Real Serious Nonsense on K98. I hope everybody's having a good time. Are you there, Clay? You there? You hanging out with me tonight?
Am I? We're hanging?
I think I think so. We're going to hang out tonight. We're just going to, you know what? Clay and I decided that tonight, since there has been so much, like, completely serious news going on.
Shitty news.
That,
I call it shitty news.
Is that what you call it? Okay. It's been some really, like, crappy news going on. I mean, people are getting shot. The Planned Parenthood thing is horrible. Like, that woman just sit there and discuss, like, trafficking baby parts while she ate. And then there's the whole Iran can get a nuke kind of thing going on. I mean, it's just so much stuff. I might not even hit everything in just that short description, but we just felt like it was so serious and it's been so bogged down, and there are so many people who could discuss it much better and more in depth in a serious manner than we could, that we're going to kind of go a different route tonight than usual. We're not going to discuss any of the big stories. We're going full on just like rapid fire type of stories that we've had lined up. Some of them might hit, you know, a topic or two that's going on, but I doubt it. We're going to try to keep it really light tonight because I don't know about you, but I just need to laugh because some of that stuff is just horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And just to say prayers to the military, especially the family members of the people in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
I was actually in Chattanooga when I was on vacation. I think I went like all over the East Coast. Not that Chattanooga's on the coast, but we actually stopped in Chattanooga. It was a pretty neat little town. Well,
I've never been there.
Yes, well, it's like one of those you drive through a bunch of very scary-looking areas, and you get to a cute little downtown area. The people were very nice. We weren't there very long, but it was awesome. I recommend going.
Cool. Well, I thought that this would be a little bit of a change of pace. I mean, it's not going to be too different from our show. It's not like we're ever really that serious. But for me, I felt like the news was just so serious and mind-bogglingly sad that, maybe this would lighten up some people's week. We're starting out on Monday, let's just start out with a happy face and talk about some of this insanity that we can keep more lighthearted. And hopefully it'll work out. What do you think? We could try it?
Who knows?
Well, here is a story. I have had this story for a little bit, maybe a week or two, but just the headline alone made me laugh. So we have to talk about it. Apparently, India has a weapon against climate change, and they're calling it the heat-tolerant dwarf cow. Just the title cracks me up. Okay, say it. Just say it once. Say that.
Dwarf cow.
No, heat-tolerant dwarf cow.
A heat-tolerant dwarf cow. You trying to get me to mess up? Is that what you're doing?
It's just funny to say. It's like one of those words. It's like when I tell you say marshmallow and I start laughing. It's like, who says that? Who came up with this heat-tolerant dwarf cow? It's hilarious. That word is hilarious. And I'm going to start calling people that just to call them that because it's so fun.
That's not going to replace a goat, is it?
No, probably not. Oh, for those of you who don't know, like, I don't know if I've ever even said it on the show, but people that I find annoying or horrible or hateful or rude or just like annoying anyway, I usually call them goats. And that's how mean I am. Is I call people goats as an insult.
How do you sleep at night, Ange?
I know, I'm horrible. I'm just like a horrible person. It's really mean of me. But here, the story is pretty interesting. Apparently, in India, with all of the drought and all that stuff, it's really hitting dairy farmers really hard because they're having a lot of drought in southern India. And apparently, there are two types of breeds of cows, and they are kind of taking them and breeding them differently, kind of like how we do with dogs and make different breeds. But they're finding this one where they've crossbreeded a couple, and it's like little tiny dwarf cows have seem to appear to carry a thermometer gene, is what they call it, that they can tolerate the high temperatures better. And they were already, pretty popular because they don't eat as much food and all of that, and they are, they're smaller, so they don't need as much area to house
what size
them.
do you define as a dwarf cow?
I don't know. It doesn't really say what size it is. They just call it a dwarf cow. But what'd they say? They said they only need one or two dwarf cows to meet the milk needs of their households. So they only get like one or two of them, and they don't take up as much room or anything.
Are they a good cuddling size? Like if somebody wanted to cuddle with the cow?
I don't know. They don't have a picture of it. They just call it the heat-tolerant dwarf cow. I'm not the expert on the dwarf cow. Do you think that just because I'm short that I'm going to have all the information about what size the cow is and everything?
Well, they don't have an actual size for the cow, but they do have this one thing here. One of the people they're talking about in the article's cows is featured in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's shortest cow at a height of 61 centimeters. And for those in America, that's 24 inches.
Okay, so that's like 2 foot high. It is a little that is small, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think that's the record holder. So I'm sure that they're taller than that. But 2 feet, that is pretty impressive.
And so they're going to make enough meat. I'm thinking of eating
You'd have
cows.
to stack two of them on top of one another for them to look you in the eye.
Shut up. That's probably true, though. Like 2 foot. Hey, I'm a little bit taller than 4 foot. Shut up.
A little bit.
It would take 2.5. But I thought that was funny. I don't know. that whole, just the entire headline cracked me up. I was like, I don't care even if this story is interesting, which it actually ended up being interesting, but just to get to say the headline was worth it to me.
Well, I'm not sure how interesting those listening find it, but you found it interesting, and that counts for something.
So they're loving it. I could tell everybody's loving it
All
right now.
So here's my story. I'm gonna start off highbrow. Chinese scientists edit genes to produce artificial sperm capable of creating army of half-cloned mice.
What? So
they created artificial sperm to fertilize mice eggs with. Apparently, this isn't the first time they've created they've made sperm in a lab, but this is totally artificial. They took the genetic code and made this, and they seem pretty proud of it. What I can't really, my main question with this story is the scientist. Is he proud of of communicating his job? The guy.
He's probably.
What?
Go ahead.
I'm just imagining the guy just like walking through Walmart with like this lab coat on, just leaving work. People, wow, what do you do for a living? I play with mice.
I think he probably just says I'm a scientist.
Yeah, I think that's the route you would go.
I don't think he's gonna say I make mice sperm.
That would make a great, like, what does they call it on a tombstone? Not the eulogy.
Epitaph.
Epitaph. Yes. Creator of the artificial mice sperm. I mean, that's something.
It's something. I don't think I would put that on my tombstone, though, even if I was the creator of it. Which, by the way, he obviously must be a pretty daggone smart person. I mean, that's actually a big thing to do. But, yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go that route. I would avoid that.
If you say so, I think that this guy, I don't know. He's probably He's probably one of those people that just talk too much about their job and nobody wants to hear it. You really don't want to hear about this guy's job at all.
I think he probably avoids talking about it at all costs. He's probably just like, I'm a scientist, and they say, oh, that's cool, and then he's leaves that.
Me and you, if we were mice sperm scientists, we would have enough sense to filter our conversations with people. But we all know that one person that has either the most boring job or most cringeworthy job ever, and they have to tell every detail. Can you imagine this poor guy's wife? She probably has nightmares about being attacked by gigantic tadpoles with cute little mice tails.
Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. Although I have been known, I would do, like my job's not that interesting. I graphic design. Mostly I'm just like putting people's logos on things, like I'm just making sure it prints okay. That's the big, huge 80% of my job.
I think there's a great opportunity here, and we could sell mice sperm with logos on it.
I don't think we're going to be able to do that. I don't know how you market that.
We can team up with the scientist Lee guy, and we could just go with him with a proposition.
Okay, I want to hear your sales pitch to this guy, because what are you going to do? First of all, you have to find out how to contact him, and then once you do contact him, what do you say?
Once I learn how to speak,
Mister.
Yeah, once I learn how to speak Chinese, I would call the guy and first of all say, "Sir, I understand that it's hard to find people that are interested in your work, but we did a radio show and we talked about your line of work for like ever, and we find it so intriguing and such, and we think that there's a great opportunity. We can reach out to Mercedes and get an endorsement deal and put a Mercedes logo right on the side of that sperm."
I think it would have to be on the side of the mouse that's created with the sperm. Like, the sperm itself, you're not going to be able to print on.
You can. They print on. I know it's smaller than rice, but they print names on rice and all that stuff. We could figure it out, or maybe just like you said, we could code the genetics of the sperm to make like the hair grow into the Mercedes symbol, just in that one area.
Oh, I think that you're in way over your head. I don't think that's gonna work.
Okay, so we'll make
okay.
it. We'll make a bald spot on his forehead of the Mercedes symbol. How about that?
Okay.
Because you can charge more for a Mercedes. So the fact that this mice sperm and the mice that's coming from this mice sperm have a Mercedes logo on it, these things are gonna be some high dollar mice.
Okay. I think that you've taken that one as far as we could possibly take it. I don't think they can go any further with the mouse scientist dude.
You're not helping our case when I make this pitch. I think we gotta have at least 10 minutes of show about my sperm. If my pitch to Scientist Lee is going to be successful. Who I'm in awe of his job.
Oh, good grief. Okay, let's move on to something that really interests me, and that is dolphins. I'm going to do kind of like two stories because one was kind of short. But everybody that knows that's listening, that my team name is the Spy Dolphin Mafia, right? Because you're Pointless Nation, and we kind of compete, but we don't really compete. It's like how when we play Words with Friends, and one of us beats the other one, and we go, ha ha, and that's how we compete. But anyway, Spy Dolphin Mafia has been hit in the news, and apparently the dolphins are like revolting or something. Today on Twitter, well, a couple days ago on Twitter, I saw where Uberfax had, and Sarah sent this to me, American woman, dolphins have been spotted riding whales off the coast of Hawaii. Like they're just like hopping on their noses and riding them because they're too lazy or something to like swim on their own. That's what they're just doing. They're just like, oh, hey, we're going to hitch a ride with you guys on the whales. And then I saw another story, and this was like at the beginning of the month. They had a dolphin that just leaped onto a boat in California and just crashed into a woman, breaking both of her ankles. She was just like boating. It's her and her husband and two kids, and a big pot of dolphins swam by, just like swimming alongside of them. And then one of them just like jumped onto the boat and landed straight on her legs and everything. It's like they're just revolting. Do you think that like it? I don't think I have anything to do with it, but it's kind of like I kind of feel bad about it.
I can make some sense of this. All right.
Okay.
So the dolphin that hopped on the boat, apparently this woman spoke out on Twitter against Obama. So the dolphins attacked her and broke her ankles. Because whenever you're describing the dolphins riding on the whales for being lazy, I'm totally picturing Democrat voters. 100%. They just want a free ride. Obama's presidency is even ruining the ocean world.
You can see that one. It's Uberfax. Uberfax is the one that tweeted, and they have a picture, and it's like the little dolphin's just like laying on its side up on the whale's like nose. It's just like hanging out. He's just like, hey, how y'all doing? I'm too lazy to swim on my own. I'm just gonna hang out right here. I think that's hilarious. I like dolphins though; they're really cute. I'm sorry that this woman got her ankles broken though. Can you imagine? Can you imagine you're just like hanging out on the boat and all of a sudden a dolphin, boom. That's like my luck. Although with my luck, it wouldn't be just my ankles. I would like shatter like the whole bottom part of my knees down or something, like that's just like I have the worst luck in the planet. Or it would be carrying some kind of horrible disease and I would be the only person that could catch it. That would be my luck.
Dolphinitis.
With the
your skin gets slimy and you squeak all the time.
Oh, I already have that. No, I'm kidding. Okay, your turn.
All right, so I know that at the end of last show, you said that we might not have a show this week until I sent you this story. When I sent you this story, you said we absolutely have to have a show. This was the thing that
Yeah.
sold this show, correct?
Yes, it is.
So I don't remember, something had caught my eye on PolitiFact, and I sometimes like going through PolitiFact just to kind of see what's going on. I hadn't looked at PolitiFact in a while, but they were investigating something some candidate said, and I don't remember because this story just like made my day. So the question PolitiFact was asked was, can a cat run for president? So just like they make a law. For every time there's a law made, there's a reason they made that law. Anytime you see a stupid sign telling you not to jump from the bridge, you may injure or kill yourself. There's a reason why. So the reason somebody's asking, can a cat run for president, is because Limberbutt McCubbins is a candidate in the 2016 presidential election. A 5-year-old feline isn't pussyfooting around. and their catchphrase is "meow is the time." So if everybody seemed to have thought that me and Angie were just, kind of making big deals out of evil cats, this is the cats trying to take over.
It's trying to take over the entire country so they can kill us all.
And just kind of, let's think about this for a second too. Cats lay around, want to be weighted on hand and foot, and lick themselves. So obviously, Limberbutt is registered a Democrat.
This cat's name is killing me. I'm gonna die. Who named it? Who named this cat Limberbutt McCubbins? Oh, I'm dying. Oh, okay. All right. I agree. He's got to be a Democrat.
No, he is. He's actually registered a Democrat.
Oh, great.
The one picture has the cat laying under a gay pride flag with a...
Okay, well, if anybody didn't believe me before, they have to believe me now. Cats are evil. They are evil. They're Democrats and they're evil. You have one running for president as a Democrat. It's just like, it's pure proof that they're evil.
Yes.
It's no getting around it now. Thank you for finding this and proving my point. You're right, though. It's so funny because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the show. I have to do all this on Monday. I have to do all this and everything. And then, like, that evening, you're like, here, look what I found. How did we miss this? And I'm like, oh, my God, we have to do a show.
we have to alert the nation.
We have to do a show right now. Okay. Well, I think that's a great place to end and take a break. So let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll cover some more pretty fun stuff, I guess. Be right back.
If you like your health care plan, you'll be able to keep your health care plan. This is the most transparent administration in history. Not even a smidgen of corruption.
Fact is, we had 4 dead Americans. What difference at this point does it make?
If you've got a business, you didn't build that.
The feeling most people get when they hear Barack Obama's speech, I felt this thrill going up my leg. I mean, I don't have that too often.
Steady.
It's time to hear the truth about America's biggest challenges. Ricky Robinson, host of America Off the Rails, will tackle the important issues facing America today as he tries to keep America from coming off the track. Get ready to hear the truth every Monday through Friday starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, and on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern and 11 Central here on K98Talk.com and the Spark Radio Network.
Are you conservative in a world of liberal?
Yep.
Well, you're not alone. Hey, I'm Daniel Stafford, host of the Stafford Voice, and I'd like to invite you to tune in each Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern, where I'll break down the events of the week, and together we'll learn about how they affect you. So, sit back and get ready for the good, the bad, and the ugly of talk radio right here on K98 Talk.
Their show is just like Red Eye. If Red Eye made absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Furious. No.
Hey, welcome back. You're listening to Real Serious Nonsense on K98. Before we get started back, I want you guys to know there's a lot of shows on K98 that you guys should listen to. I don't have a schedule in front of me. I'm not sure what night everybody's on. Daniel is right after us, Stafford Voice. He's amazing. He's really good. Please stick around and listen to him. He's just hilarious, and he's much more informative than we are. So stick around, listen to him. Jason is According to Me, and he's on Wednesday nights. And let's see, in September, I think, is when Bunny is coming back, and she's going to be co-hosting with him about every other week. So that'll be really fun. Tuesday nights, there's The Right Angle, and that's with Bill and Leslie, and they're great. If you haven't taken a look at our site lately, it's polititainment.net. You should take a look at it. Although right now I think we only have some podcasts up because we're all slackers, and apparently we don't post very much other than our podcasts. But you should still try to take a look at it. And Vito and Vito are on, I think they're on Friday nights, and they are hilarious. You guys should catch them too. Rick was our producer, amazing. He helped us out last week. But check out the schedule. It's on K98. Talk.com and check it out. There's a lot of good shows. You should take a listen. And most of them actually have information and really good points about politics and stuff like that. And occasionally we hit that. But, nobody else, I think, is going to cover liver butt McGuffins. The name, it just hurts me. But I really don't think that anybody else is going to cover that cat. Do you?
And that's the important news. The rest of this stuff is just it's been overdone. But everybody, the news organizations are so slanted towards humans, and they're helping the cat overlords take over.
I agree. I'm really impressed with that story, though. But let's talk about this. Okay, we talk about hipsters and we talk about people, that are kind of like weird. You have to admit, like nowadays, people are just odd. They're always perpetually offended, and they're always just like upset about something, blaming something on people. But I have found this is from the Libertarian Republic, and this is actually from towards the beginning of the month as well, and we just never did cover it. But there is this lady, which I'm kind of impressed with her. She has developed a preschool class for adult hipsters. Basically, they have to pay almost $900, and basically hipsters go and have preschool. They get to take naps and have glue wars and finger paint and all of this kind of stuff. And she markets this as preschool for hipsters. She markets it as that. They have to print out and fill in the applications by hand, and they have to bring markers and crayons and paint and all kinds of stuff. But the class costs anywhere from $333 to $999. And people are signing up for it. She's making money off of it. I'm impressed that she's making money off of this. But that's what they're doing. It's a 30-year-old woman in Brooklyn, New York, and she teaches the class out of her home. And she has one assistant that helps her. But it's preschool for adults.
Is this I wonder if this industry is policed as hard as the normal daycare industry? Are they required to have one teacher per every 8 hipsters?
Well, I imagine she only has certain people that can sign up each, for each class. And she's running it out of her home. I wonder, they don't say this is from the Libertarian Republic, but they don't really talk about, any of her licensing or anything. I wonder if she does have to get licensed. I would imagine it's just a regular business license, but I'm sure she has to carry some sort of insurance in case somebody gets injured by the glue or somebody gets really upset. Somebody and throws a crayon or something,
Yeah, they eat too much paste.
Yeah. But I have to say that I'm impressed that she is making, like money off of it, that she recognized that hipsters are kind of little kids and that she could make money off of this. I am impressed by that.
Well, just
Like,
because their parents say that they're potty trained, just like in preschool, they still may have the occasional accident.
Oh, she says they have show and tell and they have snack time and field trips. And so they have make believe time and education lessons and nap time.
How
And
do
all she
hipsters
has to-
afford this?
That's what, that's another thing I was thinking. But she's in New York, so I don't know, like, if that is a lot more money, here than what it would be up there. But I don't know. I personally would not pay $333 to go take a nap in color at somebody's house.
I think their parents must be sending these hipsters to this class to keep them away from protesting.
I think so. Maybe they are. Now, there's another story that you sent me that kind of ties in with that, and that is adult coloring books becoming like a big deal. And apparently in New York, that's becoming like a thing.
Yes.
Which, okay, I freely admit that I have children, and one of them is still young enough to have a coloring book or two around the house. And I color. Like, sometimes I will just sit and color while I watch TV, and I admit to doing that. However, like, I mean, I am, creative kind of person. I make a living doing that. So it is calming and stuff like that. But I can't imagine, I wouldn't go out and just like try to find an adult coloring book. They have titles like Flower Fashion Fantasies or Secret
like porn.
Garden and Inky Treasure Hunt. I know, like, they're kind of like, it's kind of freaky. There was one that's called Creative Cats.
Oh,
And
see?
you know who's coloring in that one.
I already forgot his name.
Not me.
Limberbutt.
Limberbutt McGubbins. Come on.
Limberbutt McNubbins. So according to this thing here, they're getting orders of 60,000 at one time from big retailers. Holy crap!
Yeah.
I thought this was a joke. So, like, as I said, I was all over my vacation. I met some guy in Pennsylvania who, oddly enough, lived like 20 miles from me. Considering I live out in the middle of nowhere, that's impressive. And he's actually like an artist, and he showed us what he was doing to draw coloring books for adults. And I thought he was nuts. I was like, this guy's crazy. And then, lo and behold, I get home and I see this story. I'm like, I guess I can never put anything past the hipsters.
No, it's a big thing because there was a couple weeks ago, and I don't have the story in front of me. I'll have to find it, and I'll try to like tweet it later on or whatever. But there was a feminist coloring book, and they just like drew feminists and like some of their little quotes, and it was really like it was a big deal at the time. It was a little while ago. It was a couple months ago, so it'll take me a while to find it. But yeah, I mean, it's a big thing. And I mean, I admit to coloring, but I don't see why you had to have a special coloring book. Just color the princesses, the Disney princesses and all that stuff just like everybody else. You don't have to have a special coloring book. Just like, if it's calming or colored pencils, crayons, whatever, if it's calming you down, that's cool. I'm not really all that offended by people coloring to calm themselves down. But I don't think you had to have a special coloring book. They already have coloring books with like cities and flowers and stuff like that. Like the little kids already have those.
This picture they're showing on this article on AP is horrible. I don't know who colored that thing.
It is. Whoever colored it is really bad.
You suck. Coloring's not your thing.
Coloring is not for you. You should stop. It is really bad.
See, this actually makes me feel better because you're actually like an artist, whereas I've always said, because I actually do photography as a hobby. Like whenever I get a chance,
you're actually good at it.
I love taking pictures, and I've kind of realized the reason why I like taking pictures is because it doesn't really require hardly any artistic talent whatsoever. So I actually found something that requires less artistic talent. So now I can actually feel like I'm actually doing some artsy stuff, because when I see adults coloring, it shows me that I'm better than them.
You're actually a very good photographer. And it does take some talent. You have to have a certain eye for composition to be a photographer. So you at least have a designer's eye, whether you want to call that a talent or not. It really is, and you're actually good at it, especially with landscape.
Thank you. At least I'm not coloring stuff.
You would probably be okay with coloring. Well, nope, I take that back. I have
bad.
seen I've seen your handwriting. So I take that back. You would not be good at coloring at all.
No.
So that's funny. Okay, you get to pick a story. I did preschools and coloring books.
Which were both my stories, I believe. Oh.
They were. I stole them from you because actually I think like a lot of these stories are yours. I think you picked out most of them.
Oh yeah, so because we never cover my stories, so they're all kind of just sitting at the bottom of the barrel. All right, let's go with this one. Doesn't really tie into anything, but I like it. So as I was, I started searching because I thought it'd be a good story. I was actually like on Facebook Messenger talking to you, I believe, and I found out on the newest update of Facebook Messenger, as you're typing in a word, it now recommends an emoji. Like I can type out sad, and you know, like before it would do like autocomplete. Now my autocomplete bar brings up a frowny face if I'm typing the word sad, or crazy, it'll give me the little tongue face. So, and when you click on that, it replaces it. And I'm thinking, who really wants this? If I went through all the trouble to type out the word, I don't want the emoji, and I certainly don't want it to replace my word. So I searched, and I was like, okay, let me see if I can find a story about this, because this is just, to me, it's nuts. So what I found was the new Windows 10 emojis. Which includes more skin tones and a middle finger. So instead of actually, you know, trying to contribute to where technology is going now, Microsoft has given up and is giving us the finger as innovation, because my iPhone doesn't have the middle finger, and that's just what I've been wanting for so long, is the middle finger. And worse yet,
I think that.
Huh?
Go ahead. I was going to say, I think that Microsoft must have been like peeking in on group chats between me, you, and Politibunny, and Jason, and Daniel, and said, you know what this group needs? They need a middle finger.
Yeah, they need an FU. So
that's awesome.
So and in other you know, it was a big deal when the different colored emojis came out, and I think I think we may have covered that, or we didn't cover it. I don't know, but
we did.
Windows 10 by default. What color are they going to use by default? I mean, you've got so many different skin tones. You got the dark brown, you've got the lighter brown, and you've got the white. No, they're going to default to a gray skin tone as to not offend anybody. This is like pure on alien skin tone, and like their heads look like light bulbs. So they're like gray light bulbs wearing wigs, is what they look like.
They are hideous. Yeah. That is hideous. That's hilarious.
This will totally put Microsoft in front of Apple, in front of Google, and in front of LG or whoever. They're totally going to take the market over with these innovations. So just as a reminder, when you try to flip somebody the bird in Windows 10, by default, you're going to be giving them a gray middle finger.
That's great. Maybe gray is less offensive. So like it's not a complete forget you kind of thing. It's just like a meh, go away.
Well,
even though I can't use them.
Yeah, Apple went with yellow, which was better than this. Okay, your turn.
Oh, let's see. Oh, okay. I know what I want to talk about. That was pretty funny. I liked it. Let's talk about this real quick. I thought it was kind of funny, and it kind of ties in. We talked about the Confederate flag a couple weeks ago, and like Stone Mountain, if people don't know about it, it's in Georgia, and it has it's a carving and has some Confederate people on the mountain or whatever.
I went to Stone Mountain on my vacation.
You did?
No, I didn't. I've been to Stone Mountain, but I didn't go on my vacation.
I was going to say, how come I didn't know this?
Stone Mountain's really cool. It's got like an adult talk about hipster stuff. Stone Mountain's got like a playground for adults where you climb on these ropes and stuff. It's really cool. I enjoy it very much.
Really?
Yeah, look it up. It's like a
Cool.
it's like a 3-story. If you're afraid of heights, it won't work out for you very well. But it's like a 3-story like climb on these ropes, and they hook you to like a strap. Thankfully, I didn't fall off, but some of them's pretty scary. You got to walk across a rope, and it gets progressively difficult. Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay, well, Stone Mountain, if anybody doesn't know, they have like this carving. It's really nice carving. I mean, it's nice. And they have Confederate leaders. It's Jefferson Davis, Robert E. Lee, and Stonewall Jackson.
And it's 90 foot. It's 90 foot high by 120 foot wide.
Yes. And it's like a big deal, okay? And it's really nice, Confederate statue, I guess. It's kind of a statue. It's carving in the big rock. And it's really cool looking. Well, there's an NAACP leader in Atlanta that is calling for the destruction of Stone Mountain. They're like, they just want the whole thing gone, apparently, because, the Confederate flag and Confederacy and all that, it's just all evil. And the way that she is saying it is, the carving is a great piece of art, but it was commissioned out of hate and white supremacy. The state should not be supporting or condoning white supremacy with my tax dollars. The problem is that, okay, although the land is owned by Georgia, it's self-sufficient. Like, it's entirely sustained by entrance fees and donations and incomes, and it has no state funding whatsoever. But beyond that, the thing that bothers me the most is that when do these people want to stop? Like, I mean, is it just like, let's get rid of all history? I mean, let's just pretend like the Confederacy never existed, or what? I mean, there's a lot of little towns, especially in the South. I grew up in one that are half of the reason that people even come through there and purchase anything, and the reason that the town is still alive is because of like museums and things like that. And I mean,
they recommended sandblasting it off or cutting it out of the side of the mountain and selling it. I'm sure there's a humongous market for 90 foot by 120 foot stone carvings.
It's a really nice carving. I mean, it's really nice. It's done very well.
It's huge.
It's gorgeous. And I'm just like, I don't care, even if I didn't like it or whatever. I mean, to me, if there is a museum or something, or just a statue, you can still appreciate the art of it, even if you don't like what the people who are in it stood for. I mean, there's a lot of art out there that are things that you might not like the subject matter of. It's like, art is subjective. You don't always have to like the subject matter. It's insane. I think that these people have gone literally insane about all of this. Get rid of all the history of everything. Don't ever look at history again. Even if you got rid of the history, it's not going to take, like if you stop talking about it or looking at it or teaching it in school or speaking about it, it's not going to prevent that it actually happened. It's still going to have happened. You can't stop it from having happened. Just deal with it. I'm so over it.
It's kind of like I don't know if I mentioned this in the 2 shows ago or not. I don't think that I did. But there is an outcry from some small group of people that want to shut down the plantations in Charleston. Did I mention that?
I think that you did. Yeah.
Did I? That's insane. Yeah. Because now you're erasing everybody's history, whether it's good history or bad history. That's part of ancient culture for their for this group's history, more than likely. Because I'm assuming that if they're that outraged about, they may be black. But there's slave quarters there and everything. It's just it's absurd. Your word's insane, mine's absurd. Or wacky.
Well, if you want to know something this is absurd. Absurd. I can't even pronounce that word. That's why I choose insane instead of that one.
It's my word.
Okay, but there is a petition going on, and it's on moveon.com, I believe. And it is a petition to take Stone Mountain where the generals are. And they want to add a new carving to the mountain so that I guess it would be more fair or something like that. It's a petition. And guess who they want to add to the mountain?
I don't know.
They want to add Outcast to the mountain.
Andre 3000 would look great in stone. With all the great people that come from Atlanta, why would you pick Outkast? Isn't Ludacris from there? Isn't Lil Wayne from Atlanta? Come on. Outkast? Do you know any Outkast songs, Angie?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, like right off the top of my head. No, I don't.
Oh, I had a fantastic joke and you would just totally ruin it, so. But I don't know if I wanted to sing it or not. See, this is the Outkast song? This is their one song.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real.
Have you heard that song?
No.
I was just like imagining that with like Goodbye Stonewall Jackson. But I'm not singing it. We are for real. Because when she sent me that article, that's what came in my head. I said, oh, I know that. That's perfect. We could like rewrite that whole song as a Goodbye Stonewall Jackson.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah,
we should do that.
I'm not singing it though.
Tonight, you need to sing it like right now. Do it.
That's as much as you get. That's as much. And I pictured myself because I was like I could come up with the lyrics kind of on the fly, but yeah, no, that would require singing, and I forgot I don't do that. Except because I got high, because that's kind of talking.
That was a good one though. I loved that. I still like sometimes will go and listen to that podcast just because I want to hear that singing. It's so cute. Okay, here's what these people say though, which I found was funny. By no means do we wish to erase or destroy the current carving, which regardless of its context, is an impressive historical work of art.
We don't want to ruin the carving. We just want to put Outkast on the side of the mountain.
We simply just wish to add new carvings of Atlanta hip-hop duo Outkast to the mountainside. And then they say, there's plenty of room. And they say this, like, I don't know, I'm reading this, like, this person, like, can you imagine how serious they are? Can't you see them? We simply wish to add new carvings of Atlanta hip-hop duo Outkast to the mountainside.
I thought this was funny, and now it's hilarious just because you're reading it just like this. These people are serious. I mean, they have no, like, grasp on what's big in history. They're looking at Outkast like, yeah, Outkast is bigger than the Civil War. Screw y'all.
Oh, and they really believe this stuff. They really believe it. If this person is serious, like, okay, if this person is just trolling and they're just doing this, then I say bravo. Please follow me on Twitter. It's at artist_Angie, and I like you. You are hilarious.
They've got to be trolling. They've got to be trolling. They have to be.
If you're trolling. If you are not trolling, please get off of social media. Just, like, stop and re-examine your entire life because something is wrong with you. That's it. That's just my my decisions on the matter.
I like this. I guess it was something that somebody tweeted, and I guess Big Boy. I only knew Andre 3000. I guess Big Boy's an Outkast. I'm looking at the article, and Big Boy retweeted with a thumbs up, and it said, "How about it, Big Boy? 2 dope boys in a Cadillac on the side of Stone Mountain."
Oh, that just killed me. Can you imagine? Here they are in that Cadillac with the generals on their little horses. What does the Cadillac become zooming by the horses? Like they're just flying by, flipping them off, giving them the Microsoft middle finger. Is that what they're going to do?
And they should find a way to make the generals like bob their heads to horrible music. That would make a great video for Outkast. Let's take a short break. I need to recover now like you do.
Okay.
I'm tearing up here. This is great.
All right.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize.
We will never fully understand what we've asked of our military service members or their families, asking them to put themselves in harm's way, to endure it all. But we do understand that it's our turn, our duty, to keep them secure for the rest of their lives. Wounded Warrior Project long-term support programs help our most severely ill or injured veterans live independently, at no cost, for life, so that they might stand at ease. Join us at findwwp.org.
Red Nation Rising brings you Town Hall Radio.
From a single tweet to 3 million a month, our community is a force to be reckoned with on social media.
So don't miss our show, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern on K98 Talk.
Our chat room is our co-host, and you ask the question.
Join us and be heard.
So get ready to sound off on Red Nation Rising Radio. No one else is going to do it for you.
The name is Dolphin. Spy Dolphin. And I'd like my humor shaken, not stirred.
Real serious nonsense.
Hey, you just rickrolled us over the carvings, but I thought of something while we were on break. I wasn't thinking about it, but Outcast is Andre 3000, right?
I said that like 3 times.
Okay, well, don't they sing, their big song is not that Jackson one. That's not their big song. Their big song is the Shake It Like a Polaroid Picture, isn't it? Shake It Like a Polaroid Picture. You know.
They had 2 songs when I was like in high school, like at the end of high school. It was Miss Jackson and Bombs Over Baghdad. That's the only thing I've ever heard from them, because then I realized that I don't like most music played on the radio.
Well, they have an actually good song called Hey Ya, and they're talking about like Shake It Like a Polaroid Picture. It's a really good song. I know that song.
Well, Andre 3000 did solo stuff for a while too, so I'm not saying that it's Andre and Big Boy.
I don't know if that one has Big Boy or not, but it's a good one, and it has a really good video too. You have to look it up. It's like a really good song. It's a good song. But I'm sorry that I didn't know Miss Jackson, because I would have liked to have heard your whole singing thing.
Yeah,
that would have been
I was
fun.
just gonna wing it. I had the Goodbye Stonewall Jackson part down, but that was about it.
Okay, let's talk about something else fun. Let's talk about food.
Okay.
KFC has a new menu item. Okay, first of all, let me get this out here. I think that the new KFC dude that they have as Colonel Sanders is creepy.
It's horrible.
I think he's creepy.
Was the old
And the
Colonel
commercials are
Sanders
creepy.
like that?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't really remember, but this one is creepy. I don't like it.
I didn't realize it until Jason said during According to Me a few weeks ago that it was Daryl Hammond from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then once he said that, now I'm seeing it. It's still just as bad, but
it's still creepy. It's still creepy. I don't care who's underneath of there. It's still creepy.
You know who makes a good Colonel Sanders? And there was a Funny or Die video, and it's totally like liberal, but it was still kind of funny. It was John Goodman was playing Colonel Sanders. And
okay, I saw that one.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was
good.
He makes a good Colonel Sanders, but of course I would hope that he would strive for bigger and better things.
Well, they are striving for bigger and better things at KFC. They have decided they are going to have pizza, but the crust is chicken. It's chicken crust pizza. It looks disgusting. Like it actually looks like vomit in a box. It looks gross.
Look, KFC along with McDonald's are 2 of like the fast food restaurants that I avoid at all costs. I can't tell you the last time I ate at KFC.
Well, they're calling it, I don't know how to pronounce this. I guess it would be Chiza or Chizza. I'm not sure which one.
You have to sound like chicken, so it'd be Chizza. Figured Chizza could be right up there with Marshmallow and Limber Butt. kind of fun to say.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I can't stop laughing. So stupid. But that looks disgusting. You have to go look at the picture. It's on CNBC, and it's gross, and it looks gross, and I don't want anything to do with it.
And if anybody here eats at KFC, please don't listen to us anymore. If you're eating at KFC, I recommend you try Popeyes or even better, Zaxby's.
Okay,
please
listen.
Don't go to KFC.
Listen.
Ever.
We have a total of like maybe 10 listeners at a time.
We don't need the KFC eaters here.
Okay, listen. If we have like 10 listeners and 1 out of 10 is eating KFC, we don't want to turn them away just for eating KFC. If I allow the cat lovers to stay, you can allow like the KFC eaters to stay. Come on, we can't afford to be getting rid of listeners.
No, I think the cat listeners we keep around to kind of make the cats not realize that we're on to them. Well, they haven't quite figured out the internet yet. Because once they figure out the internet, we're done. We're absolutely done.
Well, we probably have time for like maybe one more story, and I'm going to let you pick it out.
The pressure. The pressure.
The pressure.
There's so many good ones still left here. I thought we'd get a lot more done than this.
I think that like my laughing at liver butt. I think my laughter at that one like took a while. And then again, you continue to talk about the mouse sperm scientist for a bit.
Oh man. All right. Man, we need to do 2 more. You've got to do the robot wedding one.
Okay, robot wedding.
We've pushed that one off for too long, and that's a good one. And I'm going to do the as the teaser. I'm going to do the vampire social acceptance.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
I thought you were doing yours.
Okay.
Vampire thing.
So apparently there's 2 different types of vampires. There's real vampires, and this is actual people like complaining, like saying that this is a thing. There's real vampires that have to have blood to function in life. They feel depressed or drained if they don't actually drink blood. And then there's lifestyle vampires who were born in the belief they need to take in subtle energy. And they did a study on this. From the recent researchers from Idaho State University and College of the Canyons and the Center for Positive Sexuality in Los Angeles have released a study. Do we always practice what we preach? Real vampires, fear of coming out of the coffin to social workers and helping professionals. Which basically the point of this story is, now that we are accepting men as women and whites as blacks, we now must be tolerant of the kind vampires out there.
I think that's weird and creepy.
Yeah, I totally didn't know because I've read the story and I've already forgotten it, so it's a little bit tough because I remember kind of what I wanted to say, and now I forgot. So.
Well, I think that is weird and creepy, and if you get depressed when you don't drink blood, you probably have a problem that you need to go and get addressed, and it may be like actual medical issue that you might need to get checked out. That's just my opinion.
Right. But just keep in mind, there's some people that are actually real vampires, and there's some people that aren't real vampires, and they made a conscious choice, and we should accept them as well.
That's weird.
As their lifestyle choice.
That's weird.
Okay, do the robot wedding.
Let's talk about robots. This was actually back from June, and we've had it, and we never have touched it. But the first robot wedding in Japan took place and ended with a kiss. There were 2 robots, and the groom and the bride walked down the aisle, and they wore traditional outfits. The groom is a big red bucket head looking thing. And the bride actually looks like a humanoid of some sort. There were special invitations made, and after the ceremony, the couple cut a cake before an automated orchestra performed the song for the first dance. It was organized by Mawa Denke. I think that's how you pronounce it. Who knows? You know I had to mispronounce something. Which produces electronic accessories and they designed the groom.
I'm going to say you got that wrong since you couldn't say absurd.
Probably. I'm sure I mispronounced it. The bride is actually right cute. It's a cute little robot-ish looking thing. But the groom is very like a bucket head with buttons and for eyes and weird.
You can't choose who people love. Quit criticizing them.
Well, they could have actually chosen who this one loved because they were created. They were made for the wedding, so they could have made him look better. Actually, I think that this is a sexist robot wedding because the man got the short end of the deal. He looks like a tin can robot, and she looks very pretty.
Reverse
so
sexism.
I think it was like reverse sexism, I think.
Right.
Well, I think that we did a pretty good job of making things a little bit lighter on such like heavy news week, you know? Coming off a big heavy news week, I think that we lightened it up a little bit. I mean, if you didn't laugh at Limberbutt,
you don't have to don't listen to this show anymore.
Exactly. If you didn't laugh at that, then
and you're eating KFC right now. You're out.
If you didn't laugh at those things, we just aren't the show for you. And you know, we apologize. Well, we really don't apologize, but we kind of apologize. But there are some good shows that you might like that aren't as weird as we are. Please follow us on Twitter. I'm at artist_Angie. He is at Pointless Poll. And you can find us on Facebook at Real Serious Nonsense. We'll catch you next week.
I'm going fast. This whole deal just not good. Gonna get out while the getting's good. Stuck in a tunnel and I'm looking for the light. It seems like everybody's itching for a fight.
The leader in talk radio on the internet, right here on K98Talk.com.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-513-6154. That's 1-800-513-6154. Again, 1-800-513-6154. Call now.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.